All right, failed. I'm ready. I have a list of all the scientific inaccuracies in the movie Gravity. That is every single one. All those pages are filled to the brim with information. No, don't look through them. Don't look through them.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a lot to discuss.
Well, let's get into it.
This is Gravity.
Ladies and gentlemen, please notice that exits are conveniently located at the front and rear of this auditorium. When leaving the theater, we suggest that the exit at the front of the auditorium will allow you easier access to the parking areas. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mike Butler.
And I'm Mike Field.
And welcome to Forgotten Cinema, a show where we talk about films that seem to be forgotten by audiences, whether it be because a more popular movie was released at the same time or the film simply didn't catch on with an audience in its initial run. We'll discuss what we love about the movie or maybe don't love about it, but we'll always recommend you revisit it. You never know. You might find your own forgotten gem. If you enjoy Forgotten Cinema, we want to hear from you. We are everywhere. Reddit, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, the Tiki-Takis. We're everywhere with a backlog of, damn near 400 episodes for your pleasure.
That's a guess.
Listening and viewing.
That's a guess.
That is a total shot in the dark. We also got shorts and stuff. We put everything together. We've got a lot of media for you to consume.
Well, all right then. Butler, what's going on?
Not much. As you know, I'm a medical doctor who has been recruited to go into space to try some experiments.
You're a medical doctor?
And put some stuff together.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I catch that part.
Work in a hospital. I was told I work in a hospital. Whatever. Inconsequential. What is consequential is that a piece of space debris, actually a large chunk of space debris, is headed for where I am repairing a satellite or fixing up a satellite or putting into orbit an experiment.
More specifically, the Hubble telescope.
Yes.
The Hubble satellite.
I'm adding some stuff to the Hubble telescope.
If you're a medical doctor, why are you working on the Hubble satellite?
I don't know. They do recruit medical doctors
to work to change circuit boards.
They were explaining. We'll get into it anyway. It turns out the Russians were trying to bomb one of their own spy satellites to knock it out of orbit.
They were destroying.
They were done with it, destroying it, and the debris just kind of went into a
debris field.
Yeah, debris hit one piece of debris and broke another piece of debris. So it's all coming at us, and basically we're getting shot up by like 1,000 bullets made of like screws and nuts and pieces of metal, and everybody's dead. It's just me and George Clooney, and George Clooney's not going to last much longer either.
Whoa.
And I have to find the will to live after losing my 4-year-old daughter back on Earth as well, and it's just a harrowing experience.
The harrowing experience is also known as the Kessler syndrome, named after NASA scientist Donald Kessler, who in 1978 hypothesized that, the scenario of a cascading object the size of ice of the International Space Station, could trigger a chain reaction of debris that would basically make it impossible for space exploration and satellites to be put up for decades because it would just be constantly
spinning around and around and around.
It would be like going around and around. You need a big giant net to catch it, and you can't do that. So
we don't have anything.
That's what happens there.
Yeah.
That's right. We are doing Gravity. This was our audience choice with a whopping 55% of the vote. I'm not going to tell you how many voted. It was so many. They chose this. We're going to do it. Let's get into the facts, and then we'll get into the discussion and whatnot. Here we go. Gravity. Or as it's known in Whovian circles, Mavity. It's a runtime of 91 minutes. It's rated PG-13, a production budget of anywhere between $80 million to $130 million. It came out on October 4th, 2013. That was a Friday. Its opening weekend, it did $55.8 million. Its domestic take was $274 million. Its international take was $450 million for a worldwide total of $724 million. So I dare to say, not forgotten, but we'll get into maybe
bit of a hit.
We'll rationalize why we're going to say it's forgotten.
I've got reasons.
Production company was Warner Brothers and Esperanto Filmoj, and was distributed by 20th Century Fox, but it's typically a Warner Brothers film.
Yes.
Yeah. I think they released it, or they had a lot of international releases for Warner Brothers. I think they had responsibility there, but we'll see. So I said it came out on the 4th of October. Let's go back a week to September 27th. You had wide releases of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, Don John, Baggage Claim, and Rush, the racing movie, not the movie from the 90s about Rush, the movie in the 90s is about drug dealers. Jason Patrick, about there were DEA agents or agents undercover. Sorry, I'm just rambling. I apologize.
I saw Don John.
There you go. Don John's good.
I like Don John. I think it's on our list.
You didn't see Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2?
No. Although I do like the first one. Yeah.
Second one is not as good, but it's still good. On October 4th, when this film came out, it went up against a wide release Runner and limited releases of Parkland, ACOD, and Concussion. And then the week after, the 11th of October, you had wide releases of Captain Phillips, Machete Kills, Enough Said, and limited releases of Romeo and Juliet and As I Lay Dying. That was the Romeo and Juliet, not the Leonardo DiCaprio, which was in 90s?
90s, yeah.
This one is with, I think, Haley Steinfeld. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Anyways, so before I get into who's in it and whatnot and who's behind it, let's just get this out of the way. This film had 10 Oscar nominations and 7 wins. So as I go through the people, I'll tell you what they won and all that good stuff. So you had it directed was Alfonso Cuaron, who also won Best Director that year for this movie. He's also won Best Director and I think Best Screenplay for Roma. He's done Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban and Children of Men, written by Alfonso Cuaron, and his son, Jonas Cuaron. I think I said that name right. Alfonso was nominated for Children of Men, Roma, and Y Tu Mamá También. And his son has done a movie called Jonas has done Desierto and Chupa. Cinematographer was Emmanuel Lubezki, who won an Oscar for this movie. He also has 8 other nominations. He's won for The Revenant and Birdman. Composer was Stephen Price, who also won an Oscar for this film. He's done Last Night in Soho and The Running Man. Edited by Alfonso Cuarón and Mark Sanger. Guess what? They won Oscars. Cuarón has edited Children of Men. He was nominated for an Oscar for that. And Sanger has edited Jurassic World Dominion and Venom: The Last Dance. This film has a huge cast, Butler. Did you want to pull it up?
Yeah, hold on. I got to get my cast list up. I'm not going to remember any.
We'll wait.
All right. Let's not leave them hanging. You let me know. I'll try to pull it up.
So we had Sandra Bullock in here as Ryan Stone. She won an Oscar for The Blind Side. She's also in Speed and Miss Congeniality, and she was nominated for an Oscar for her role as Ryan Stone in the movie.
Is this our
Gravity.
first Sandra Bullock movie?
I believe it is.
Wow.
Because yes, I believe so. Although we probably could be proven wrong, but I believe it is our first film
All right.
with her. George Clooney is Matt Kowalski. He has 8 nominations. Sadly, not for this film, but he did win for Syriana, and he also won for Argo as producer because that won Best Picture. And then Ed Harris as Mission Control voice, as you probably guessed if you heard him. I thought Ed Harris won an Oscar for Pollock, but he did not. And I know we've done Ed Harris movies before. I just forgot that he didn't.
Oh,
win.
I thought he won too.
It said I said he was nominated.
Right.
So Pollock, The Hours, The Truman Show, and Apollo 13. I love Apollo 13. So he is like him in this role kind of reminded me of Apollo 13. I love him in Apollo 13. Apollo 13 is a great film. So anyways. And yeah, that's it. I mean, there's other people in this movie, but I mean, one of them's got a hole in his face for most of the film. And, so.
And the other one's a voice on a radio.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
laughs and just.
Yes, which is interesting because that's actually a short film. I don't know if you saw that note.
I did not.
So I'm going to butcher the guy's name. So the man that she is talking to. So you're talking about when she gets into the Russian I guess escape pod, right?
The Soyuz capsule.
Yeah, Soyuz capsule, yeah. And she starts talking to, she picks up a radio signal from this guy, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that guy's name is Ninyag, and he is talking to her on a shortwave radio. He's actually a main character in a short film of the same name, and which is directed by the son. And in that movie, he's an Inuit fisherman with a dog sled and a baby daughter camping on the ice over a frozen fjord. And he is trying to tell Stone that one of his dogs is very ill and he's considering putting it down out of its misery. Like that's the short story.
Oh,
so that's the short film. So she is in that. So I thought that was really cool.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I don't think it was ever the intent for them to do that. I think they just had that idea and then he went and shot it, which I think is pretty cool.
That's neat.
So if you're ever interested in kind of, the Gravity universe, the GU, check that out. All right. So let's get into our discussion, Mike. I mean, I got a ton of other facts because I didn't have a lot of viewing notes because I was just watching the film. Don't worry. We got stuff to discuss, but, I had seen this movie when it came out originally, obviously in the theaters. I don't know if we saw it together.
I think we probably did. It was 3D.
We saw it. We saw it. I know I saw it on IMAX. I remember when I first watched it. I really liked the music. I really liked it when it ended. I really enjoyed this film. I remember really liking it. So when we were doing it for the audience choice, I was like, oh, cool. I'll get to revisit it. I haven't seen it in a while. I don't know if I have the same feeling because there was some stuff that was not bugging me. I was just like, okay. But I'm curious if I'm curious what you thought about it in 2013 and what you thought about it now for this rewatch.
In 2013, I think I had the same opinion as you.
Yeah.
I loved this film in 2013. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was a rush. I thought it's an hour 30, the perfect length. And in the IMAX, it just envelops you and you're just into it. And the movie just starts and you're watching Sandy B, as we were texting each other. You're watching her like just get knocked around. You want her to survive and she's just going through hell. And yeah, as everybody on this podcast probably already knows, I love space stuff. I love space. And so that's, if you put out a movie that takes place in space, I am going to be interested in it. And I thought this movie was really, really cool, despite its some of its scientific inaccuracies that people were like exposing, like as soon as it got Oscars, how could it be? Because it's not scientifically accurate for some things. Who cares? It's a movie.
Exactly.
It was great. I was nervous when this won because I was like, was a major
when this one audience choice.
When this one audience choice, because I was concerned that one of the reasons I loved it so much was just that the IMAX enveloped you in this film.
It's definitely an IMAX
like
film.
A perfect IMAX film. And I was just like, am I going to like this as much sitting in my living room watching this on my TV? And I still like it, but I think just like you, I have some issues with it. And I don't think it still had an impact. You know, it's still a very like emotional movie that's really fast and really gripping. But I think that it loses a little bit of its luster when you don't watch it in a theater.
Let me tell you how I watched it for our watch. I had it on, put it on, right? The sun comes down, starts doing a 3D print job. So I had to turn it up because all I heard in the background was, I wrote that in my notes. This is how Gravity should be watched, with the 3D printer on in the other room. So that's how I watched it. But anyways, let's get into something that kind of like one big thing that was, because I feel like when we talk about this film right now, they're a little bit of slightly above nitpicks. I think I'm just being a nitpicker.
Right.
Excuse me. So I'm curious, what was your biggest thing?
I think the middle, like it just kind of slows down after the Russian station explodes. There's just a slowness that I think just kind of interrupts the flow of the movie. And I get
when she's in the capsule,
when she gets in the capsule and she prepares to die.
Yeah. Okay. There's
a slowness there that I just think like it takes its time, and it's like, I get it a little bit, but I just think it's a little too long. And I think, and I know you don't want to make a crazy short movie, but at the same time, you can get more butts in the seat with a crazy short movie. And I just think that if it moved a little more, or if she had something else to do there, I think it would have worked. Like, as much as I like the conversation she has with the Inuit guy, I don't know what he's saying. And it just, and I know neither does she, and she's getting ready to die, but I just feel like we could have just sped it up a little bit. And then you have the George Clooney bit, and then she gets back in the thing and she has the speech, which is really nice speech about like where she's talking to Mitchell is his last name, right?
Kowalski.
I don't know. So Kowalski's there and she's like, oh, if you see my little girl, and that's really great. It's really touching, but it's just after it comes at this whole moment of just this stillness. And I just think it kind of brings the movie to a halt in a way that I was kind of like, okay. Like, it's nice, but it just kind of halts the film just a little bit.
It does slow down. I think you need, I as much as I would love to have a thrill a minute movie where everything's nonstop, I do understand why you slow down there, because you need to take a breath to let the audience catch up.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I actually like the Kowalski speech. Did you see that Clooney wrote that? Like, so that when I'm ashamed to say, when I first watched the film and he pops into he comes in and
you thought he was alive?
Yeah. I'm like, why are you opening that? And then I'm like, oh wait, this can't be real. Right. So, so that whole, I guess, Alfonso Cuaron was having trouble with that scene. I think he knew he wanted to have it. He was having trouble wrapping up kind of like that character, the Kowalski character, like giving him his closure for the audience. So he was having trouble. So Clooney's like, let me go back. Let me take a crack at it. And he wrote that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's nice.
Film is a collaborative process, of course. My biggest thing watching this was I got not really know, but it was starting to bug me that she wasn't that Ryan didn't get calm fast enough. Like everything, like in the view and
yeah.
Like, and I'm like, can you I know you trained for this. They didn't just grab you and put you in space. So this is something that you've been training 6 weeks for. I get it. It's a 6
weeks or 6 months.
He said 6 weeks. I think maybe I'm confusing a movie, but no, I thought it was 6 weeks. But anyways, regardless, I would think that, I get it that there's some level of paranoia. And I mean, it's crazy when you're floating in space and you let go and you're like, I get that.
Right.
But then he hitches onto her and they're trying, and she keeps like, keeps, and
I had a similar like issue. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the beginning, I get it, but like towards like that, this carries on for 15, 20 minutes. And it was towards the end, I'm like, come on.
Once she's stabilized, her training should kick in to know, or even not even training, just knowledge of you're wasting air.
Yeah.
Like that's got to be something in the back of your head.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was kind of, and again, that's a nitpick. It's a total nitpick. The other thing that I kind of noticed was the similarities between when the Explorer gets hit and they start going swirling around in circles, and when the space station gets hit. And it does the same thing. And she's dealing with the same kind of issue where she's got to untether. She's got to get off that. It just felt like a kind of a similar problem to escape. Like it's sort of slight variations, but it just felt like a similar problem.
See, my thought was it was similar because now it's like now she doesn't have Kowalski to take control of the situation. Here it coming back again, and now you're in charge. You got to do this on your own. And can she handle it? That's why I thought it was kind of cyclical. Okay, I get that. That makes sense. That's completely fair. Are there any things that kind of bugged you? I want to get positive at some point. So I thought the idea that she couldn't at all ever get back in touch with Houston was a little weird. Like you don't know, like she's just dialing random radio signals. She doesn't have whatever. Like there's no emergency. Well, she said she was radio signal. And to that point, it also like her just trying to figure out the Soyuz. And then when she's on the Chinese station and she's trying to figure out, like, I know they said she trained on the Soyuz, but in simulation. Right. And the Chinese one was supposed to be similar but I still was like, are you figuring this out? Like, so that was kind of like, are you going to get this? Well, I think that's why when she's looking at the Soyuz instructions, it's in Russian, but it's also got a lot of pictures and stuff. Right. Yeah. Right. And then she's like still talking, as the ship's going in. As the pod is entering the Earth's atmosphere, and she's still calling out to Houston, and then Houston's responding to her, and then she doesn't say anything. Well, that's after she crashes, right? Or that is while she's going down. Yeah. And then and I think at that point, though, I don't know if she could move with the force of the gravity. And for some reason, I had it in my head that when she landed and she walks and she starts standing, like there was a car in the background coming towards her. But I guess that was me. Oh, I had the same thought. I was like, at the end, there's people like coming to her. Yeah. I thought the same thing. And I mean, are we missing it? Mandela effect, man. That's when the universe before the universe changed. It must be some other film though. There must be some where they land similar. It just ends on the landing with people coming. Yeah, maybe. Did you see the note that that's the same location where they shot the landing for Planet of the Apes 1969 movie? Did see that, I thought that was pretty cool too. That's kind of like, I mean, I don't know if that was like we need this location to use, or that was just like kismet. Like, it's really it's a location that's been utilized. I like that it was a real location, not green screen. Well, the whole movie. So it's like screen. You could have just green screened like a fake pond and like some green screen, but no, she's actually at that location. Even I didn't realize that even the scene when they were obviously mimicking the embryo, when she gets to the International Space Station and she takes everything off and she starts floating, like they had her left leg attached to some kind of metal, like a bicycle wheel or something that she was attached. And then because they obviously digitally wipe it out, but that's so that she could stay like that. So I thought that was interesting too. But All right. So I don't want to, because I think we both really like this film. And I think you're right. I think the experience in IMAX enhances that likability for us. I think it's just you're immersed in that, and the way it ends with the music, it's great. You're like, because the whole thing is about getting home. So I don't want the episode to be entirely negative, because I think we already did that with 12 Monkeys. Yeah, I know. We're pretty positive about this film. Sure. Give me something that holds up for you. Give me something that you really liked. I think the tenseness of it. I think when stuff happens, it happens and it's intense, and it keeps that kind of pressure of, is she going to, she's the only character, so you're pretty sure she's going to get out of it, but you're still like, oh man, that is one terrible thing after another. And you're just watching it. And the fact that it's like real it's like sci-fi, but it's more science. It's like real space, right? Kind of a thing makes it that much more terrifying. Like I think of the Bones quote from the Star Trek 2009 movie, Space is Disease and Darkness Wrapped in Terror and Danger, whatever. And that's what this is.
And the opening of the movie kind of not references, but makes alludes to it.
Like, you know,
space is not here for you to hang out in. It's there to kill you.
Yeah.
Space is disease and danger wrapped in darkness and silence.
So I think that part really holds up really, really well.
Yeah.
What also doesn't hold up, to go a little, is this
now we're going back to negative?
Terrible cowboy music. Because I love the score.
That's Kowalski.
But that music garbage.
Did you see that was supposed to be Robert Downey Jr. and then he backed out to go do another movie, which I don't think he did.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he was supposed to. He was going to do that, and then he left to do another film, which I don't think he did that film because the title didn't. I didn't remember it. But yeah, so he was initially supposed to be that. I actually don't know if I would have liked that.
I wouldn't. He probably would have done a great job, but George Clooney is such, when he plays a character like that, he's such like an all-American
that's in his
kind
wheelhouse.
of guy. It's really a George Clooney type role. Yeah. Robert Downey Jr. would have played it a little different, I think.
Did you see how much money he made off the film and how much money she made off this film?
No.
So Clooney made he had a $20 million upfront fee. And he made $14 million in profit participation. So this is
those points on the back end.
This is his highest. I think this is his highest, either his highest or second highest movie that he made money off of. Sandra Bullock made $70 million off this film, obviously for profit participation. And then this note has nothing to do with this movie, but I was shocked that about this note that Cameron Diaz made $42 million off of Bad Teacher.
Oh, I know Bad Teacher made a lot of money.
I was shocked at that note.
I hate that.
I'm not a big fan.
I hate that movie.
I'm not a big fan of that movie. I'm not a big fan of Sex Tape. There's a couple Cameron Diaz comedies in there that I was just kind of like, nah.
Sex Tape is pretty meh. I hated Bad Teacher.
Was that the one with Timberlake, right?
Timberlake and Jason Segel.
I thought Segel's in Sex Tape too. No, isn't he in Sex Tape? Isn't he your husband?
Maybe. I can't remember.
I just remember
seeing Sex Tape.
There's a couple comedies in there that I was just like, it wasn't huge. But I can't believe she made $42 million off of Bad Teacher. Holy cow! Good job, great job. That's impressive.
That's why she stopped acting after a while. She didn't need the money.
Well, she's also, I think she does nonprofit. I think she does. I think she runs the company.
Good for her.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're talking about Gravity or Mavity. A couple of the notes, a couple of facts. Scott Frank, who wrote Out of Sight and Logan, did uncredited rewrites on this film, which is par for the course, I think, in Hollywood. Warner Brothers screened this movie for test audiences before it was finished. So there was a lot of rough stuff, a lot of like stuff that wasn't like, it was crude animation instead of the actual special effects. And the feedback they got from this test audience was they wanted monsters or aliens to be in the film at some point, which obviously they sent that feedback to Cuaron and he obviously said no. But here's the thing. Don't test your movie if it's not done.
A movie that requires like 100% special effects work.
I mean, come on.
That's not,
that's a panic move.
Gotta test it. I don't know, by one woman in space. A woman? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a discussion. Definitely, it probably was a discussion. This film was originally supposed to come out on November 21st, 2012, but because of the special effects and it delayed the production back and stuff like that. I've got some quotes for you, Butler. Actually, no, I take that back. I have one quote for you. I don't have, because all the critics like it. So there's really no quote that's anti, but I do have something anti for you.
Okay.
So James Cameron, this isn't the anti. So James Cameron, and now he's really good friends with the director here. Quote, I think it's the best space photography ever done. I think it's the best space film ever done. And it's the movie I've been hungry to see for an awful long time. So he's a big fan, but who's not a big fan of this film is Lauren Duca from the Huffington Post. Cause this isn't her whole article, but this is her portion of this article. And the article is 8 movies from the last 15 years that are super overrated. And this is her selection. Now I can give you the other movies if you want.
Go for it.
That some people are saying are overrated. The Hurt Locker, Blue is the Warmest Color.
I don't know.
Blue Valentine. You ever Blue is the Warmest Color? It's like a lesbian love story.
Okay.
I believe it's, I don't want to say, I think it is a foreign film. Blue Valentine, The Descendants. But here we go, Butler. Drive, The Matrix.
Whoa.
And Avatar.
Avatar made like $80 billion. That is not overrated. And The Matrix changed cinema forever. That's dumb. That's a dumb list.
Here's the thing. Sure. The Matrix popularized the bullet time phenomenon in cinema, was never the same again. Yes, fine. Plato and Baudrillard and Lewis Carroll all saw their prolific work borrowed from a modern-day sci-fi audience, and lovers of literature and highbrow cultural theory found themselves seated next to action film aficionados. Why then 15 years later is The Matrix so dull and dated? It's all action and no substance, unless you like faux spiritualism, psychobabble, and blatant metaphors about the simulation of reality, because gosh, we're just such a troubled society. So let's see a seething Keanu Reeves and a smug Lawrence Fishburne to prove it. The Matrix has the deadly combination of being both confusing and juvenile, and were it not for the Wachowskis' impressive visual effects, everyone would just have taken the blue pill and shut up about it. Matthew Jacobs.
Matthew Jacobs, I say this because Field is afraid to always say it. I hate you, and I hate your takes. You are wrong. That is not a subjective opinion. You contradict yourself within that same paragraph 3 times. You are wrong, sir. Wrong.
It's the meme from Billy Madison.
Yeah.
We were all stupid
for having listened to you.
All right, but let me give you the Gravity one. Gravity one is shorter. Gravity was visually stunning, and it uncannily captured the vacuum of sound that is space, but it was also boring and felt long despite being only 91 minutes. Listening to everyone rave about it beyond the score and the visual effects was like overhearing an inside joke that only well-respected movie critics were really in on. And that scene where Sandra Bullock jetpacks to another space station using mostly just a fire extinguisher, crap.
She doesn't. She's already there. She's already at the station and she uses it. It's called momentum. And in space, you have infinite momentum. Oh, because critics are only in it. Did you see how much money it made? You're wrong.
It was good enough for Wally.
Oh, my God. What a jackass. What a cruel, cranky jackass.
I guess we know how Butler feels about Lauren Duca.
Ugh. And the other guy.
Oh, Matthew Jacobs.
Yeah, terrible takes. Mean people.
So you like Sandra B, but this was going to be. All right. This was going to be Angelina Jolie, and then she dropped out.
I'm glad it's Sandra Bullock. I like Sandra Bullock a lot more than Angelina.
Really? Well, okay.
She's got a smugness to the way she acts when she plays serious people.
Even in The Changeling? You never saw The Changeling.
I've seen most of The Changeling.
Girl Interrupted, where she won the Oscar?
She's good in Girl Interrupted, but when she kind of grew up in a way, like her characters, when she plays serious characters, they all have this thing about them.
Well, maybe she attracts her. She's attracted to roles where that kind of character is part of like Salt or Wanted or something like that. Which in that note, like one of the reasons why she dropped out was she was doing a bunch of other projects, and one of them was going to be possibly the Salt sequel. And I was like, yes, because I like Salt.
I've been hearing about Salt. I was hearing about Salt too for a while.
But it's too late now.
Then.
But with Angelina Jolie, acting is not her number one passion.
Oh, sure.
So
yeah.
She's not
humanitarian stuff.
Right. So, and so I think that's also probably, maybe to your point, it's not really she wants to do characters that are fun for her to do.
You know what it is that smugness is because she's always in control in her movies. I feel like she's almost always in control when she plays characters.
But you liked her,
like
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I do. Like I say, I like Angelina Jolie, but she's always got that like where Sandra Bullock, maybe it's because I've seen her in Speed, that nervousness is just like, I feel like is inherent to Sandra Bullock. That kind of like shortness of breath, kind of always in a panic, kind of has to overcome stuff. Yeah. That seems more in Sandra Bullock's wheelhouse. Whereas Angelina Jolie almost always seems really in control of everything in most of her movies.
So are you saying, do you think that this is a role, like we talk about this all the time, where you can't see anybody else but Sandra Bullock in? Is that what you're kind of landing on that?
In 2013, an actress...
that
would be a doctor,
like
be
Nicole
an astronaut.
Kidman, back all the big time stars, like who like
Nicole Kidman could have done it, but I don't think she would have done as good a job.
It's tough to kind of go back and who's popping.
Exactly. We did this I think we did this last week.
Apparently, they offered it to Natalie Portman, but she was pregnant. She didn't want to do it, and then they offered it to Marion Cotillard, and she was pregnant, or well, she had just found out she was pregnant. I don't know if these people were signed on.
I haven't seen enough with Marion Cotillard to know. Like I've seen Inception and Dark Knight Rises.
That's it. You've not seen her other stuff?
Not that I can like just bring out a memory. I probably have, but not that I could just go. Oh,
I can give you a movie to watch.
But Natalie Portman, I feel like she could have done an okay job. I've seen her panic and stuff, but I still don't think, I think Sandra Bullock just has that experience.
We talk about where there's people that are in roles and no one else can play those roles.
I really think this is Sandra Bullock's role.
Okay. So this is a big time Oscar winner, very popular, Mike. I would assume everyone has seen it, but let's say nobody's seen it. Who you telling people? Who are you suggesting this to? Is this a movie where you suggest it to everyone you meet?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's really exciting. It's only an hour and a half. Yes, it takes place in space, but it's real space. It's not like sci-fi. And it's a harrowing journey of just survival that could happen we send up doctors all the time and scientists who aren't necessarily military members who have that kind of Kowalski charm and calm when things go wrong and they have to figure stuff out. And yes, maybe the science isn't exact or whatever, but it's believable. It's well done. It's more or less paced okay. I have issues, like I said, in the Soyuz, but other than that, like I think anybody should watch this movie, and I think you'll probably get something out of it. But they probably would have gotten more out of it if they saw it in IMAX.
Oh, yes.
I'd have had a stronger recommendation in 2013.
This is a movie that like you want to see if it's re-released. You only go see it if it's in an IMAX theater. Yeah. It's meant for the IMAX. Even like Oblivion's meant for the IMAX.
Oblivion was really good in IMAX too.
So like there's only I can only sit here and say like everyone tells you, everything's made for the IMAX. That's not true. There are maybe 10 to 15 films that we have seen that we were like, I'm glad we saw this in the IMAX. Yep. And then there are a bunch of others where I was like, we didn't need to waste our time here. Like, honestly, as soon as you see the black bars on a movie in IMAX because it's formatted for the IMAX, you're like, no.
Depends on if they open or close, but how much they crank the sound.
But I'm pretty sure Gravity was the whole thing.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. And in 3D it was.
Yes. The 3D IMAX is a far different experience from 3D in the regular houses. Yeah, absolutely. At least in our location. I mean, I don't want to go into the inconsistencies because if you do a movie that is so specific is so 100% factual, it's not going to be dramatic. It's going to be boring.
Yeah. No, that's why I didn't. Yeah. No. Originally, I was going to actually make a list of them and talk about them, but I was like, that's not. I don't want to know. Like I know the one thing I said before the show was that that the suits don't open in the front. Like, okay, who cares? I always thought it could take place we also don't have thruster packs like that.
So maybe it takes place in the future.
Near future. That's what I assume.
Put it in the near future, and then people can just shut up about it.
10 years later.
Yeah. Oh. So this is 10 years from now where you invented that technology. Yeah. So suck it.
Okay.
Well, like as I started off before, I'll say it again. This movie is extremely popular. Oscar award winner, 10 nominations. It did very well. I probably won that Oscar pool when we did it that year. I won the one I tied for second last year. Anyways, so why possibly could we say this is forgotten?
Because it's not talked about anymore. It came and went and won a bunch of Oscars and then disappeared. And I think part of that is
like
that
Kowalski into space.
He's still on soon? Much like Sam Beckett and Leaping. He's still on his spacewalk.
Sam Beckett's alive.
Kowalski is not. I think that it came and went. I think it's a theatrical movie. And I think that not being on a streamer, it came right on the heels of when streamers started blowing up. So you're on did you buy this on Blu-ray? No. Well, it's also not on streamers.
It's smack dab in theatrical times. Yeah. Theatrical times.
I think that hurts it. I think the fact that Sandra Bullock is its only star, and Sandra Bullock hasn't really done a ton of stuff lately.
Well, I think she's raising her kids, right? She has a kid.
How dare she raise her kids? Let's go. I believe that is true. I know she did a couple of comedies after that, and then she kind of hasn't done a ton, which is great. Yeah. And she's done her time in Hollywood. She's made a shit ton of films.
Exactly. We'll live your life.
But I think that hurts it. And she's like the only, yes, George Clooney's in there briefly, but it's her movie. And if that star power is not we talk about it all the time. If you're not doing what have you done for me lately kind of thing.
If you're not in the public consciousness, if you're not always in films, like I know Clooney's in his 60s now, and obviously Sandra Bullock's a little older too. So you're not they're not doing one or two movies a year. So you're not seeing them a lot. Yeah, I get that. I mean, and I understand their want and desire to just do streamers because I'm sure it's close to home and easy money. You know what I mean? So I get all that. So yeah, I mean, I could see that. I would definitely think it's forgotten for the sake of younger audiences. Also, it's 2013. That's only 13 years ago. There's a weird nostalgia gap sometimes. Like we're not far enough away from this film
to be nostalgic
for people to be nostalgic about it. Because like right now you have people being nostalgic for 2000s and stuff like that, and in the 90s. And when we were around, it was when I was in the 90s. It was the 80s and 70s. And so It's just weird. It's cyclical. I think eventually, like in maybe 5 years, 10 years, people will start talking about Gravity. Now that we've done it for the show, it's going to be on Stars like it always is. I'm going to see it on TNT. Another podcast is going to suddenly do it.
Screen Rant articles.
Is there going to be a Screen Rant article or an IGN post? I mean, like, I know we're joking and we're being like,
facetious
conspiracy theorists, but like it's happened way too many times now. So either we are tapped into the pulse of the culture and we really need to we haven't monetized this
which
enough,
is not true,
or somebody is actively stealing from us, and that is fine. Just give us the credit, my man.
Just point to our, just link us.
Yes. But anyways, yeah. So I think it's more like we're not as far away from it yet. And younger audiences, you'd be amazed how many times a name pops up and I know. And like an actor or an actress or even like a celebrity, and I'll turn to somebody at work who's in their 23, 24, in their early 20s. I'm like, do you know who that is? Nope, sorry. Like, and you don't think about that, but like think about.
Sorry, they're not reality TV stars, or they're not social media influencers.
To know them, like, you know, we know George Clooney. Like, I tell you, George Clooney. You know him from Batman, as Batman. I know him from ER.
I was going to say ER.
ER. I know him from ER. I know him from Batman. I know him like from Dusk Till Dawn. I remember when he was in ER and then he became Batman and his career launched. But even before that, I remember him from Facts of Life and Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That's how long he's been in the business. But like you tell somebody now who's 23, 24, and you're like, hey, do you know who George Clooney is? What are they going to say? Ocean's 13? Maybe?
As long as they say something. But it's like they're not even tapped into anything because they'll be like, I don't know who George Clooney is.
Or maybe
it's like, dude, he's still on. Like people still like, other than influencers, it's like, do you watch news articles or anything?
But I digress. Gravity's a really good film. If you can ever see it in IMAX, you should. If you ever have an IMAX screen implanted into your house, you should have everyone come over.
$2 million. I just saw an article. Did you send it to me or did I see it online?
No, $2
million. They'll come in. They'll make an IMAX in your house.
You got $2 million. Get the IMAX in your house. Invite all your friends over. Watch Gravity. Watch Apollo 13. Watch what other Oblivion. Watch
Space Cowboys.
Watch the Dark Knight trilogy. I'm just doing IMAX films that you want to watch. Yeah. No,
Tron Legacy.
Yeah. Well, yes. Watch Tron Legacy. I'm sure you could toss a Godzilla in there. One of the newer ones in there.
Yep.
Right?
Order of the Phoenix. Yeah. The big fight at the end was formatted for IMAX.
Those are the IMAX films. But yeah, this film's good. Go watch it. Go check it out. Thank you for everyone that voted. And, we're happy to do it, even though, what's up?
I have a last question for you before you go into
okay.
Okay. I thought you were going into plugs.
My plugs would be like, Butler, tell me.
That's where I thought you were going first.
All right, Butler, ask your question.
So when we were online or to texting, you mentioned, that Sandra Bullock's later movies haven't been that great for a while. And you were talking about movies within the period, like after Proposal, they weren't very good. And this movie, I think, pretty sure takes place after The Proposal.
Does it? Okay.
So is this the exception to the rule kind of a thing then?
Well, you can always have one that's decent. Okay. I mean, but like,
because when we were going there, I was like, ooh.
Well, no. Like, I'm referencing like in the 90s, like While You Were Sleeping. I really like. Speed obviously is great.
Yep.
And then the Net. I mean, the net actually was ahead of its time. Like the Net, I think is a good remake possibility because
all that stuff now we can actually
I mean the Net, when you watch the Net and you're like, this is so stupid, but like the Net now, so you could totally do the Net again. So we'll do the Net. I wish I had her filmography. You want me to get her filmography?
Speed 2, Cruise Control.
I like Speed 2, Cruise Control is all right. That's so campy.
Demolition Man.
Oh, yeah, Demolition Man's a good one, but she's kind of in it. That was way before Speed, though, right? That was.
I think that's after Speed, isn't it? After Speed?
I thought Demolition Man was before.
Maybe it's before. Not too far between though.
Proposal is 2009 to answer your question.
Okay.
So Gravity. Okay, and then you have she's the voice in the Minions. That doesn't count. Our Brand is Crisis. Ocean's 8, which Bird Box, which I didn't watch, but The Unforgivable, whatever that is, and I saw that. The Lost City, which I watched and was not good, but that's the thing. Like, and Bullet Train again. Now, granted,
Bullet Train.
She's the
voice that Brad Pitt's
she shows up at the end, but it's like all digital. Like they're clearly on a green screen. Bullet Train's good. You would like it, but Bullet Train is decent. Is it the best thing ever?
Oh, it's just a fun action movie. Yeah, it's a fun.
But like she didn't work. She hardly works anymore. And granted, there was the pandemic in between there. But like I didn't like The Heat. That was 2013.
So you walked out, and I was stuck there. I don't like The Heat at all either.
She won her Oscar in 2009 with the Blind Side, and I think that's kind of like then she just started picking roles she probably wanted to do.
Yeah, I finally got my Oscar. Now I can.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Really
no,
good show.
I mean, when I talk about like, when
Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality,
Yeah.
28 Days.
Yep. 28 Days
I
is really
guess
good.
Forces of Practical Magic. These are like the 90s. Hope Floats is good.
Oh, Practical
Time to
Magic 2 is coming out. She's going to be in it, right?
Yeah,
They got
yeah.
everybody back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch The Net now again. Speed. So yeah, no, I think it's not that she's not good anymore. It's just that she's focused on other things. That's
Sure.
all. That's all I was saying.
All right.
All right. Tell them where they can find us.
You can find us at ForgottenCinemaPodcast.com, wherever you get your shows. You can watch us, listen to us anywhere, like I said at the beginning. While you're there, rate, subscribe, comment, all that kind of good stuff. What's your favorite kind of like real sci-fi movie? I don't know what they call it. Not hard sci-fi. What's the opposite of hard sci-fi?
Soft sci-fi?
Yeah, like soft.
What do you mean? Like,
where it's like realistic science fiction?
Like The Expanse?
Yeah. What's your favorite kind of movie like that? Yeah,
realism
real sci-fi.
I
Yeah.
guess. The Expanse.
What's your favorite like show or movie for that? Go to our Patreon if you want our exclusive look back series,
Ad Astra.
all that kind of good stuff. Ad Astra, yeah, I'm not a fan, but Ad Astra would definitely be included.
You're not
in
a
that.
fan? I thought you liked that.
No, I
Astra.
was not.
No,
I'm not a
okay.
huge fan.
Sorry. Apologies.
Check back on our episode last seasons ago to find out what I thought of that. Go on our shop, our Etsy shop. The link is right there, probably like I usually put it.
Oh.
Go check out all that kind of stuff. Support our show. That'd be great. And all our other stuff we do.
Right. And join us next week as we're going to be doing the movie Secondhand Lions. I got to be honest with you, Butler.
You don't like
I'm
this
not
movie?
super excited about this.
Do you not like this movie?
It's not that I don't like about this movie. I know I watched it and I was just kind of like, all right. So
Like every Butler pick coming at you.
Well, that's why. Whatever, man. Whatever. I picked the good one. I'm not
Wow.
gonna give you a Rango episode. I'm just saying.
You should write for BuzzFeed.
Hey, come on. We might have a new partner soon. But I'm not gonna say what. I meant like sponsor, not like a third. Although, listen, you want to join Forgotten Cinema, you want to help us out when we need help because like we're growing. And we've, we need, we have good companies next week, right? Synergy. Anyways. Okay. So I got nothing else. Go check out Gravity. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'm Mike Field.
I'm Mike Butler.
And this has been Forgotten Cinema.
Audience choice.
Houston in the blind. This episode's over. Turn off the TV. Turn off the mic. Thank you.
Houston. Did you ever hear the story of the time we did a podcast about audience choice? Houston?
Houston in the blind. Shut up.
Roger that.